a serene river glistening under the moonlight. I am Oma, a young girl, standing on the riverbank and my reflection wavering in the water. They always told us not to go near the river at night. The elders spoke of a curse that lingered there, ancient and unforgiving. I was just a child when I first heard the whispers of those who had defied the warnings and paid the price. Although I wasn't afraid then, but I should have been. That night, the water whispered my name. Oma. My mother sits by the fire, her face illuminated by the flickering flames. Her voice was always stern when it came to the river. Oma, she would say, the water is not just water, it listens, it watches, and it judges. Promise me you'll never go near it after dark. I nodded hesitantly, the shadows of the fire dancing across her face. But how could I resist the pull of something so mysterious, so forbidden? I sneaked out of her hut, the moon casting a silver glow on the village. It started as a dream, a soft melody that seemed to rise from the depths of the river. Night after night, it called to me, haunting my thoughts and pulling me closer to the water's edge. I reached the river, my hand trembling as I dipped my fingers into the cold water. The moment I touched it, the river seemed to come alive. The ripples formed words, and they spoke of a fate I could not escape. The river swelling unnaturally, a figure rising from its depths, a woman cloaked in water, her eyes glowing. She called herself Nolema, the spirit of the cursed water. Her voice was as calm as the surface of the river, yet it carried a weight that chilled me to my core. Nolema pointed at me, her voice echoed. You have trespassed, child. For this, you are bound to this forbidden river and its curse. Your fate is no longer your own. I returned to the village, my steps heavy and my face pale. Villagers gathered around me, their faces a mix of fear and curiosity. When I told them what had happened, the village erupted. Some called me foolish, others cursed my name. The elders spoke of doom, and my mother wept as though she had already lost me. My mother gripped my shoulders, tears streaming down her face. Why didn't you listen, Oma? Now the river owns you. I walked through the village, children whispering and pointing, adults turning away. From that day, I was no longer Oma, the girl who dreamed of adventure. I became Oma, the cursed. The river had marked me, and there was no escape. I sat alone by the fire and my face filled with despair. The village shaman, an old man with piercing eyes and a silver beard, chanted over a bowl of water. The shaman said the curse could only be broken by a sacrifice. Someone had to give their life to appease the river, and until then, the village would suffer drought and despair. My mother volunteered, the villagers gasping in horror. No! I shouted. If anyone will make the sacrifice, it will be me. I met with my best friend, Kofi, under the cover of night. Kofi refused to let me face the river alone. There has to be another way, he said. Together, we planned to confront Nolema and demand that she lift the curse. Kofi gave me a carved wooden charm for protection. Kofi and I stood by the river, the water churning violently as Nolema emerged. The spirit was furious. You dare defy me, she roared. The river rose like a beast, and we were swallowed by its fury. Kofi and I struggled against the currents, our screams drowned by the roar of the water. I knelt before Nolema, who took different shapes and forms. My hands clasped in desperation. I begged her to spare my village, to take me instead. But Nolema had a cruel smile. I will spare them, she said, but only if you bring me the heart of someone you love. I twisted my face in horror. I immediately brought out the wooden carved charm Kofi gave me and my mind was racing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't betray the one person who had stood by me. But if I didn't, the village would perish. How could I choose between my heart and my people? I decided to face Nolema once more, not as a victim, but as someone who had nothing left to lose. I returned to the river, alone this time, my resolve unshaken. Take me, I said. Let the curse end with me. The river calmed, and Dolema's expression softened. The spirit accepted my sacrifice, but she spared my life. Your courage has broken the curse, she said. The river glowed and returned to its gentle flow, and the village was saved, the curse lifted as Dolema fades away. The villagers celebrated and embraced me. I was no longer the cursed girl. I was Oma, the savior of the village. And though the river's whisper still haunts me, I know I did what was right. Hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thanks for watching.